Zebb Quinn, 18 years old, finished his shift at Walmart on the evening of January 2, 2000. It was a regular night at work, nothing out of the ordinary, just another shift in the electronics department. Quinn had plans to meet his coworker, Jason Owens, later that night to check out a car he was interested in buying. Surveillance footage even showed the pair together at a gas station and a convenience store around 9:15 p.m. Everything seemed normal, until it wasn't. After leaving the gas station, something odd happened. According to Owens, Quinn flashed his headlights to signal that he'd gotten a pager message and needed to return a call. But instead of meeting up as planned, Quinn canceled their arrangement and sped off, rear-ending Owens's truck in the process. At that point, things took a sharp, unexpected turn. The good kid just vanished. The very next day, Quinn's mother, Denise Vlahakis, reported him missing. Naturally, a missing 18-year-old raises a lot of questions, but this case would only get stranger as the days went by. 2 days after Quinn disappeared, someone called into Walmart claiming to be him, saying he couldn't come in because he was sick. Everyone who knew Quinn agreed. His voice didn't match. The call was eventually traced back to Owens, the very guy who'd been with him earlier that night. Now, if that wasn't weird enough, a few days later, Quinn's light blue Mazda Protege was found abandoned in the parking lot of a local restaurant. But this wasn't just any car left behind. The headlights were still on, and inside, a live black Labrador mix puppy was found. To add to the strangeness, someone had drawn a pair of pink lips and an exclamation mark on the back windshield using lipstick. Along with that, a plastic hotel key card, several drink bottles, and a jacket that didn't belong to Quinn were discovered. It's hard not to scratch your head. Who leaves a puppy in a car along with a lipstick message? And why would a hotel key card end up there? Hey, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications because, trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. When the police started digging, they learned that the mysterious pager message Quinn received was actually dialed from the home of his paternal aunt, Ina Ustich. Now, Ina wasn't exactly close with Quinn. She denied making that call and claimed she was having dinner at a friend's house that very night. That friend happened to be Tamra Taylor, the mother of Misty Taylor, the young woman Quinn had recently shown interest in. And then there was Wesley Smith, Misty's boyfriend, known for his rough and abusive behavior. Although investigators never firmly tied Misty or Wesley to Quinn's disappearance, their names kept cropping up, adding extra layers of confusion and speculation to the case. For years, the disappearance of Zebb Quinn remained a cold case, with more questions than answers. People around Asheville remembered Quinn as a good kid, a friendly, hardworking guy who never seemed likely to get into trouble. His disappearance left a deep mark on the community. Neighbors recalled how his father would sit by the phone, hoping for a call from his son that never came. Meanwhile, the bizarre scene with the abandoned car, the puppy, and the lipstick markings only deepened the mystery. Over time, suspicion began to focus on Jason Owens, the co-worker who made that strange phone call and was last seen with Quinn. Owens had been a person of interest from early on, and in 2017, a Buncombe County grand jury indicted him on first-degree murder charges in connection with Quinn's death. But here's where the plot thickens. Owens wasn't only linked to Quinn's case. He was also involved in another horrific case, the murders of Christy Schoen Codd and her husband, J.T. Codd. In that separate case, Owens was accused of participating in a killing that involved dismemberment and burning of the victims' bodies. Then, on July 25, 2022, Owens struck a plea deal and pleaded guilty to the lesser charge of accessory after the fact to first-degree murder in relation to Quinn's disappearance and murder. According to his account, Owens claimed he didn't pull the trigger on Quinn. Instead, he said his uncle, Walter Gene Owens, who had died in 2017, was the one who killed Quinn. Owens's version of events is as twisted as it sounds. He alleged that Quinn had gotten involved with a woman, and when her jealous boyfriend found out, he hired Gene to do the dirty work. Owens explained that he and his uncle lured Quinn out to Pisgah National Forest, where Gene killed him with a .22 rifle, then dismembered his body and burned the remains. Afterward, Owens helped cover up the crime. Now, if you're trying to follow all that, here's the breakdown. Owens is saying that a family member was behind the murder because of a love triangle gone wrong. The idea is that jealousy and personal grudges drove them to commit a cold-blooded hit on a young man who had no idea he was stepping into a trap. The prosecutors and detectives, however, weren't completely buying what Owens was saying. They pointed out all sorts of inconsistencies in his story and the lack of solid physical evidence linking him directly to the crime. But the plea deal was accepted anyway, partly because it legally confirmed that Zebb Quinn had been murdered, even though his body was never found. For Quinn's family, after more than 20 years of unanswered questions, that was a bittersweet form of closure. Adding to the mess, there were some odd findings during a 2015 search of Owens's property. Detectives discovered scraps of fabric, pieces of leather, unknown hard fragments hidden under a layer of concrete, and bags filled with what looked like pulverized lime or mortar mix. Some of these materials raised suspicions that they might be connected to the dismemberment and burning of a body. Then, in 2018, Owens told investigators that evidence of Quinn's murder, maybe even parts of his remains, could be found in Bent Creek Experimental Forest. Despite extensive searches in that area, nothing conclusive was ever discovered. It's like every time you think you've got a lead, someone pulls the rug out from under you. One of the more bizarre twists came when police released a composite sketch of the driver of Quinn's Mazda. The sketch oddly resembled Misty Taylor, the girl Quinn had been interested in. Although both Misty and her boyfriend Wesley Smith denied any involvement in Quinn's disappearance, the resemblance added fuel to the fire of speculation. People began to wonder if a love triangle or even a larger criminal scheme might be behind the whole ordeal. Some theorized that the car scene, with its puppy, lipstick drawing, and odd items, was an elaborate attempt to throw investigators off the scent, while others think it was just a series of desperate, poorly thought-out moves that ended up confusing everyone. In the end, Owens's plea deal, along with his guilty confession to accessory after the fact, legally established that Zebb Quinn was murdered, even if the full truth of what happened may never be uncovered. Owens is now serving a lengthy prison sentence to be served concurrently with his sentence for the Codds murders, and while his confession has provided some closure for the Quinn family, many questions still hang in the air. Who really orchestrated this mess? Was it really just a twisted family feud fueled by a love triangle, or was there a deeper, more organized criminal element at play? The evidence might never fully answer these questions, leaving the case one of Asheville's most enduring mysteries. Thanks for tuning in to Talescape. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more stories where ambition meets chaos, and sometimes history.